Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast. I'm your host, Nate Weitzer. Going to be flying solo today with Josh Lander out sick, but I've got some great looks here for you. 4 looks all together, a couple sides, a couple player props on the NBA Cup night here, Friday, November 21st. So getting right into it, I mean, I really like this one. I love fading the Cavs defense this year. And the Pacers are on the rise in terms of their offense, especially with Benny Mathurin back. I'll put a little sprinkle on this as far as if you want to SGP Mathurin, 20 points and the Pacers to cover, getting you close to 2-1 on your money right there off the bat. But if you think maybe the Pacers just give up a ton of points here, this is a wild shootout, and the Cavs approach their team total, which is 125. I think the Pacers are still scoring here. They have guys back. They have Nembhard and TJ McConnell finally looking like TJ McConnell, doing his 14 points in 14 minutes type thing, just completely injecting life into that second unit, which was lifeless. Just not going to be a lot of defense in this game. I think Jared Allen could miss. Darius Garland, Merrill, Tyson might be back for the Cavs. We know Strus is out, but there's just a lot of defensive pieces missing. Neesmith on the Pacers side, as well as Obi Toppin. And Mathurin, man, he is just, with him out there, it's only been 4 games, but the Pacers are averaging 119. He has a 125 rating and a 30% usage rate since coming back. And the minutes limit that we thought he was on when he in his first one back quickly lifted. He played 34 minutes. So I think it's wheels up here for the 22.5 points. He did have a lot of success against the Cavs to start that playoff series. The first 3 games, he was killing them. Carlisle did not love to play him a ton, Mathurin, but I because he had so many options, and now his hands are kind of tied. He's got to play Mathurin, and in those 4 games with them, their 32.8 free throw attempts per game would lead the NBA. Mathurin gets to the line at a ridiculous rate right now. Cavs are actually allowing the 5th most free throws per game right now in November. They're playing at the 6th fastest pace, allowing the 3rd most fast break points, and they're below average in paint points allowed. So it all lines up for the Pacers to have a pretty good game attacking the basket with Mathurin and Siakam leading the way. I will add, I have no qualms if you want to add a little Siakam action on that prop, although he draws the Evan Mobley matchup, again, leaves Mathurin free to attack some of these wings who could be, either tasked with more on offense or just backup guys. If we're not talking about Jalen Tyson back in the lineup, who the Cavs are throwing out there, man, they've just been overrated all year. They gave this up 6 straight. Did the Cavs in terms of 112 a game, 6 straight games before facing Milwaukee when Giannis got injured immediately, and Memphis, which has no real pop right now offensively until they got the Kings on a back-to-back. Loved that one there last night. But speaking of, kind of selling on a team, Phoenix has been a great story, man, but the Wolves are coming. They are leading Group A right now in the Cup is Minnesota, but OKC's only played 1 game. OKC is favored by 16 at Utah tonight. So I think Minnesota knows they got to win this one by margin if they can. I think this is more than just a unit play. If Jaden McDaniels plays, we don't know. He missed his first game in 157 games due to a sprained wrist. So obviously he's going to want to be back out there for the Cup if he can. He's pretty much an Iron Man. And that's going to give you another option on Devin Booker, who's really struggled against Minnesota. We remember the playoff sweep, but in the last 6 regular season, he's averaging 22 points, 5 turnovers, 107 offensive rating. They lost 4 in a row, have the Suns, against these Wolves. The last 3 by at least 7 points, and you had Kevin Durant in all 3 of those. And you don't have Grayson Allen, who, let's not overestimate the importance of him to this hot start for the Suns as far as providing some offensive pop, some movement, some verve that they're not going to have when Dylan Brooks is your second option. Mark Williams has yet to really enter the season in a full-time role. I think the Suns, I raised my eyebrow at how good some of their metrics are. And then, you look at the actual schedule. It's the second easiest schedule in the NBA by BPI. Thunder actually have the easiest schedule in the NBA. I don't know what you take from that. But they have only played 1 team in the top half of the league, not even top 10, top half of the league in offensive rating. That is Denver, and they got crushed by 20 points. They've played almost all bottom 10 teams. They played the Clippers 3 times. The Clippers offense is dreadful right now. And recently they got Portland and Atlanta, got into some close games with them. Portland missing some guys. Their offense is taking a step back. Atlanta, obviously, without Trae Young, they don't have much offense down the stretch. and the Suns lost to Atlanta. The Wolves are fourth in offensive rating and true shooting, despite Anthony Edwards missing the first couple weeks and coming back slowly. They also have an easy schedule, have the Wolves, but they just have murdered bad teams this year. It's not been the case in recent years where you don't really want to back them as a favorite, but this year, 8 straight wins by 7+ against what I would deem non-playoff teams projected to not make the playoffs, and the Suns, I mean, they're on the borderline. They're playing very well. But yeah, this matchup as far as Ant versus Devin Booker, there's something about playing Book, and I think all the trash that he talks that seems to light a fire under Ant. And he hasn't even played well in the last two, and the Wolves still absolutely destroyed some bad teams. So I think he comes back with it. And I don't think the Suns can keep pace or really keep up these insane defensive metrics that they've been posting, because you look at the schedule, they've been playing the worst offenses in the league. Player props. This is an interesting one. I mean, there's a lot of ways to bet Scotty Barnes here, but on DraftKings, plus 300 or more for him to lead the game in assists. And his core prop at 5.5 assists is even money most places. I'm fine with that. Fine with a little assist ladder if you want. I mean, if you go up to just 8 assists and you don't worry about somebody out diming him, then you're already close to the 3-1 on your money as well. But there's definitely a world where he just gets 6-7 dimes, and that's the most in this game. The Wizards are not really a threat. On the other side, they are second worst assist rate in their last 5, and nobody but Keyshawn George has even 10 potential assists in that span. He has 6 actual assists per game on 10 potentials per average. Not really a great hit rate in terms of how many he's generating. And Scotty in the last 6 since the last cup game is at 11 potential assists per game, exactly tied with Emmanuel Quickly at 5.7 dimes per game. And here's why I like Scotty against the Wiz. They are terrible in transition. They give up points off turnovers, tied most in the league in November. They also give up a ton of second chance points, and they have the worst defensive rebounding rate in November. And Alex Sarr might miss this game, and Marvin Bagley will miss this game. So Barnes should be able to get boards in the half court, potentially leading to kick out assists. He should be able to create turnovers or be part of the break, going the other way, getting dimes that way. I think he also scores. I mean, the PRA at 33.5, don't hate that. He is 20-1 to get a triple double if you feel like getting spicy with it. I mean, big wings have rocked the Wizards in recent weeks. Julius Randle, 32, 10, and 6. Şengün, 16 and 6 in limited time because that was a blowout. And Cade Cunningham did have a triple double against this team. Even Michael Porter Jr. going off. But if you worry about a blowout, keep in mind this is the Cup. And the Raptors are tied in point differential and in the standings in their group right now. So they are going to try to win by as much as possible and leave Scotty out there. Another big Cup game here is Denver at Houston, and big game AG, man. Let's take the whole bundle here. I particularly love the rebounds. It's minus 130 to get 6 boards. You just got to board up against the Rockets, man. And you see some of these athletic forwards coming in recently. PJ Washington grabbed 12 of 16. Avdia grabbed 10 of 17. And then the lull, Jaren Jackson only got 6 of his 18 because he is just a abysmal rebounder. But Aaron Gordon is not. He is very physical. He's going to be helping Jokic on both ends because Jokic is going to get a lot of attention from this aggressive Rockets defense, of course. And who's his backcourt mate? That's basically the cap here. Does Aaron Gordon thrive more on back cuts when Christian Braun does not play? Yes. In 3 this year, 23 points per game on 23% usage and 10 rebounds per game. And he's a plus 51 in those 3. And it goes back to last season. He's at least 12 straight games, I believe, with double-digit points when Christian Braun has not be able to go. Gordon also sat on Wednesday with a hamstring injury. Peyton Watson went nuts in his place. But we've seen this before with Peyton Watson, and then he just goes right back to the bench against a more serious opponent, and Aaron Gordon steps in. And he has been better on the road because he's seeing 6 more minutes per game because the Nuggets are blowing teams out at home much more often. 28 points and rebounds per game on the road this season, just significantly up from last year. And also because he sat Wednesday, we're on extra rest. On 2+ days rest last year, he averaged 3.8 more points, 1.1 more rebounds. We're still talking about 24, 25 PR which, gets you over without any dimes right there. But I mean, this year he's just taken another level in terms of his offensive playmaking, in terms of his shooting. And you have to beat the Rockets again by hitting some stuff out of the corners, by cutting out of the corners because they are so aggressive, because they pack it in. And I think Jokic is going to set him up for some easy looks. So that's what we got here on this big Friday slate in the NBA Cup. And we've got plenty of looks for you coming back next Monday with another full slate all the way through Friday, of course. And until we see you next, happy betting.